Welcome everyone in my Xerath guide. I'm Shushei. This is part 1 featuring runes and masteries. So, let's talk first about masteries. There are two possible ways that you could build the Xerath. I will show the most used one in my opinion. So, first. I usually get movement speed, but if you struggle with the last hits on minions, you could get savagery. Then I'm going for assassin because I like more damage. You could either go for potions and elixirs lasting longer and having biscuits, or for longer buffs. Although this is usually for the how is it called, for the jungler, and this is depending on the personal preference. I prefer to have more damage because you're poking a lot, and also when you're ganking you can usually flank your enemies from afar and you get that bonus 1.5% damage anyway. Next one is, of course, I get mana regeneration. If you feel that you have enough mana, or you use, I don't know, maybe mana runes, you could probably go for increased damage below 40%, but it's not needed. Xerath got already enough damage, and that 5 extra damage when someone is low won't make a big difference. Here I'm going for the bandit, because I like to have extra gold. Although with Xerath you're not auto-attacking that often, but if you miss a creep you at least get that 1 gold. Or when you're pushing you still get, I mean, if you keep pushing with your team and you don't get last hits, you still get some gold out of it. Next one is up to preference, or also depends on the enemy you have. If you want to have bigger cooldown reduction, then you can go for intelligence. I personally prefer to have more magic penetration. And the last one, of course, is Thunderlord. Then to accompany Cunning Tree, I go for increased ability damage, of course. Next one I'm going for Double-Edged Sword, because you're usually standing in the third row in a formation and you hardly getting attacked unless you screw up your position. So this one gives you more damage. Next one I'm going for extra AP, and the last one I'm going for more damage for each unique enemy I have killed. You could also, instead of Ferocity, you could go for Resolve Tree to get the reduced cooldown of summon or spells. Wait, I will show what I would build if I would go here. I would go for health regen, of course. Then I would go for more movement speed in river to have better ganks. Then I would go for shield healing, no, for more health and cooldown reduction. That's what I would do. And the other way to build him is to go damage here, these, just like the previous one. Then of course magic penetration and Deathfire touch. Although I don't think it's the optimal build because you know, all of his spells are considered AoE, so Deathfire Touch only lasts 2 seconds, so instead of 8 plus 25 of your extra ability power, it just deals 4 plus 12.5. Although, opposed to the Thunderlord, it doesn't have any cooldown. The Thunderlord can only proc every 20 seconds, and also it procs of a single spell. You don't need to hit 3 times, so that's why it might be a good idea if you consistently keep on hitting your Qs on enemy in lane. You will always get that extra. I mean, even at level 1, I mean, I start with 30 AP, so 12% of that would be free, so that's around 7, 8 extra damage on level 1 alone on spell. So that's not bad. And later, if you hit like 2 or 3 persons with 1 Q and don't go in with with every spell, Then it gives a nice poke. Although Thunderlord is really nice because if you just need to hit 3 ultimates, for example, to get this. Although I know it's not so easy to hit with Xerath, but if you're playing Xerath, you probably are able to at least hit 3 spells in a quick succession. For example, EWQ or QW or WQ ultimate, something like that, and usually Thunderlord is better, but if you want to really stay behind and you don't think that you will have a much opportunity to throw bunch of spells at one enemy, then I would go for Deathfire Touch. And then it's the same as on this tree. I would either go for Assassin here and Bandit with Meditation, because that would give you more mana, and this one depends, just like I said the first. If you struggle with the last hitting, you could go for Savagery, or you could go for the same for notes here, like these movement speed, HP, and cooldown. It's up to your preferences. The one I'm using most of the time is this one, the one that I said at the start. Okay, now let's go to runes. I have 2 rune pages on Xerath that I use. They are the same as I use on my every AP carry though. So one is Magic Penetration Reds, AP Queens, Armor Seals, and Magic Ability Power per level Blues. That is of course against ADs, because I have armor. Or the other one is Health per level, AP Queens, Magic Penetration Reds, and Magic Resist Glyphs. That is of course against AP mid laners, like Ari and other stuff. Okay. Actually, I can cover summoner spells as well here. So usually I'm going for Flash Barrier, but if I feel like I will have to go back a lot, I go Flash Teleport. Like I have a bit less survival ability then, but I can just go back if I get like to half HP even once, and teleport back to lane, or even make a teleport ganks, which are not that bad with Xerath. I mean, you have stun, you have slow, and you have tons of damage, and no one stops tons of damage. That would conclude part 1, Runes, Masteries, and Summoner spells. See you next episode, which will feature counters and counters. I mean counters who and counters by whom. Have a good day, and if you liked the video, please subscribe to my channel.